Hi one and all. I obviously work in the motor trade and have done forever, for absolutely ever, since I left school. I took my motorbike test when I was a youngster. I was 18 years old when I took my motorbike test and passed that, and I passed my car test the same year. So I took car and bike test the same year. I loved my bikes, absolutely loved them. Now I was saying the other day about my motorbike test, how it was quite a cushy one at the time. You didn't have to do any of this pre-training. I don't know what they call it now. There's like two parts to it, and I didn't have to do that. You literally read the highway code, turned up at the test centre, rode around in squares, and passed or failed. Oh my God! No wonder there's a lot of motorcyclists killed. Yeah, you learn once you pass your test, you then learn your limits. As I did, I had quite a few minor incidents on my bike, sliding off on corners, things like that, the silly little things. But I also had one fairly major one, which wasn't my fault, but it doesn't have to be, guys. That shook me to the core and that stopped me from riding my bike. And I haven't ridden a bike since then. But I think the motorbike test procedure now is far superior to what it was in my day. If I was in the position where I was going to put a bike back on the road and go riding again, I think I'd actually go through the training. I think I'd actually put myself through the training to become more road savvy. Not that I'm not road savvy, but I think it would be quite an eye-opener for me to actually have an instructor tell me exactly what you do, as opposed to learning as you go. Car-wise, passed my test in '78, guys, when I was 18 years old. And I had a drive instructor actually lived dead opposite me, and he had a little Mini. So I took my test in a 1275 Mini. Go on, off you go, fella. And I passed second go. I failed my first one and I nearly hit a bus. And I was pulling out of the testing centre. Your instructor sat in there with you. I pulled up to the junction to get out of the test centre, and it was a main road. You had to pull onto a main road, and I had to wait for the traffic to clear, which I was doing like everybody was. Anyway, there was a lull in the traffic. Traffic lights at the end of the road had changed, so it was holding the traffic up so I could get out. So I moved off out of the junction, turning right, but I hadn't spotted the bus dead opposite me, who just stopped, dropped off some passengers, picked up some new passengers. He was waiting to pull out as well. So just as I went to pull out, he pulls off as well. So I had to jump on the brakes so I didn't hit him. I failed straight away, and my driving instructor was actually stood watching me pull out, and he saw it all happen. And I saw him put his hand up to his head. Yeah, so that finished that one. The next one I passed flying colours. But yeah, very first thing I did. And that relaxed me, funny enough. Once I'd done that, and I thought, great, I failed. And it relaxed me, and the rest of the test was a breeze. I just roared for it. But yes, all good. I've just had a message from the passport office saying they've received all my information. Oh, that's brilliant. Just flashed up on my screen. Excellent. So now all I've got to do is wait for my passport, guys. So yes, where were we with this? Yes, so driving test, I failed my first one, passed my second one. But it is extremely true, and you often hear people say it, is that you only really learn to drive once you've passed your test. Again, you learn your limits, guys, and you all drive like idiots to start with. There's not many of you who are out there sensible, and I was no different. You push your limits and you find your limits. Come on this way, you're not going that way. Come on this way. Come on, Soot, you too. So yes, happy days, a long time ago now. And I still enjoy driving, I really do. Come on, Sooty, let's go. Soot's a slow coach today. Sooty, he's sniffing away. What are you sniffing at? Go on. So yes, I really enjoy my driving. I go on driving holidays. I will go mainly in the UK now. Since COVID, I haven't been into Europe. But pre-COVID, and pre us coming out of Europe, of the EU, I was always in Europe, always going on driving holidays. France, Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Austria, Italy, Spain, Portugal, the lot. I used to do the lot. It was really good fun. I'd like to do that again at some stage. Sat navs are fantastic. If you ever do a trip like that now, you can have your sat nav, and it's so much easier. When I first started doing this, guys, and this was back in the 80s I was doing this, yes, you had to rely on maps. So every night when I was stopping and sleeping in a bed and breakfast somewhere, I'd have the map out and my pad and my pen, and I'd be writing down a route, destinations, road numbers, things like that, so that I could do the next day's trip. Whereas now, you can get in your car, tap in a city or postcode or an address, and off you go. And it's so easy, so easy. And it makes it really relaxing as well. It's like you've got somebody sat beside you who's been there before. It's all right as long as the roads haven't changed, which they do sometimes. But yes, I really love my European road trips. So as of late, it's UK road trips for me. Scotland, Wales, Cornwall, the Lake District, you name it, I've been there. Again, I prefer not to go to the big cities. I prefer to do the smaller towns, villages, that sort of thing. Big cities, I've been to most of the big cities, and yeah, some of them are an absolute nightmare to get in and out of. So I'd rather not. I'd rather just do the small towns and villages and see the scenery. That's what I really love. Anyway, tell me where you'd like to go in the UK. If you had a road trip planned, where would you go? Or where would you recommend a road trip to? A road trip that you've done that was really good. Go on, tell me. I'm waiting to hear. Bye bye.